Hold on. I want you to watch this video. Right here, right now, I want you to watch this video. There's no coincidence that you're still watching this. If you've been looking for advice or guidance or perhaps some type of direction in your life, I want you to know that this video right here is for you. I want you to understand that no matter what happens in life, keep moving forward. No matter what problems happen in your life, no matter what struggles you're facing, and no matter what challenges you're dealing with, no matter what happens, keep moving forward. That's all you have to do. The only thing that you have to remember is that everything comes to an end. Everything is impermanent in this world. Nothing lasts forever. So the next time you're facing with whatever issue that you're facing with in your life, I want you to know that it too will pass. If it's something that you love and enjoy and it causes you pleasure, enjoy it. Live in the moment. Live in that moment and take it all in. And if it's something that's bothering you or causing you is being unpleasant or discomfort, I want you to know that it will pass. I want you to know that when complications are placed in your life, they're not placed in your life to hold you back or to keep you down. I want you to know that everything is placed in our lives so that it can mold and shape you into the person who you're supposed to be. And if you keep that in the back of your mind, the next time you come face to face with an issue that you're dealing with, I promise you it'll be easier than how you remember you dealt with it the last time. Now, speaking of issues and complications, I wanted to talk to you about this two specific memories that I had. The first one was I was working at a retail store. This was about around this time last year. And I was so far along in my spiritual enlightening journey that I was feeling real good about myself. I was about 8 in the morning. I lived right next to the highway, so my regular route to work was to go onto the on-ramp of 110 and then head that way to work. So as I'm listening to Bob Marley and I'm feeling real good about myself, I look in my left side rearview mirror, my left side mirror, as I'm driving, and I notice a vehicle. I kind of take my attention off of it, but I notice a vehicle, a black vehicle, and he was coming on a little faster than he should have been. I didn't pay any mind to it. About 5 seconds later, as I'm driving, I have my hands on 10 and 2, and I just feel an impact on the back side, on my left side rear tire, around that area. And as I look on the side mirror, I see the car, the black car that I took my eyes off of, impacting on my car. And then I see him move on to the left lane. And as he gets right next to me, I'm trying to regain focus and wrap my head around what just happened, that I just got in a car accident. I look over to my left and I see this individual flaring, and he's so full of anger and he's flicking me off, and I can tell he's cussing me out. And as I'm driving, I turn my head back and I pay no mind to him. And he speeds off. It was my first hit and run. But as he speeds off, for a split second, I thought about chasing after him. But just as quickly as that thought entered my mind, it quickly left. And then my focus became primarily on myself. I did a little body check from my ankles all the way up to my neck and my shoulders. I said, I'm not bleeding, nothing's sticking out where it's not supposed to, and I feel fine. So immediately after I did my body check, and I was calm and collective, and my next attention went to my vehicle. Immediately I looked on my dashboard. I didn't see any lights coming on signaling that something was wrong. I looked in all my mirrors, nothing was dragging or nothing was hanging or leaking, and I didn't feel my tire flat. I kept driving on the highway, so I figured everything is all right. That person must have been dealing with something in his life that was way above whatever we were both dealing with that day for him to take off. But as long as I was fine and my vehicle was fine, I pulled over to the side, called the tow truck, and eventually got it fixed the following week. Now, coming up on the second memory that I wanted to share with you is I'm working at the same job. A couple of months later, I'm sitting at home and I'm watching TV. I have a sofa in my room, so I'm reclined back on the sofa, and I get a phone call. As I answer the phone call, I immediately recognize that it's my younger cousin. She's about 17 years old around this time, and as soon as I answer the phone, she's crying hysterically. And without hesitation, I jump off the bed, I put my shoes on, I grab my keys, and I'm headed out the door. As I'm pulling out the driveway, I'm realizing, and I put together what happened, and she just got into her first car accident. For those of you who've been in an accident before, you know how chaotic and emotions flare in the moment, and especially if it's your first time. So I knew what she was going through, and she was by herself, so I wanted to get there as quickly as possible so I could be there for her. As I'm driving and I finally make it to her location, she's in a parking lot of a Cash American Pot. As I'm pulling up, I can see her with the door open. She's swung out to the side with her legs on where the door closes, and she has her elbows on her knees and her hands covering her eyes. And I can see her crying. So I immediately park right next to her and I get out and I run over to her and I say, hey, don't worry, everything's going to be all right. And she looks up at me and she says, how is everything going to be all right? Look at my car, it's ruined. And I got down to eye level with her so I could get eye level, and I said, everything's going to be all right, don't worry about it. And she said, nothing's worried about it, you're in denial right now. So I told her to look at me, and she looks at me. I told her to get up to walk to me, and she gets up to walk to me. And I told her to extend her hands out and put her hands in mine. And she does so. As soon as she completes that, I told her, okay, we can sit back down now. And she looks up at me, she says, that was useless, what was that for? And I told her I wanted to show you how everything was going to be all right. You still have your eyesight, you still have all 4 of your limbs, and you can speak. So far, everything's looking pretty good to me. And as she says that, she's like, yeah, but I'm not worried about myself, I'm worried about my car, look at it. And I look at her again and I tell her, listen, car parts can be fixed, damages can be recovered, but what won't recover is you if you decide to put yourself in this repeating cycle of disappointment and regret. And you're more important to me than this car is. And as soon as I said that, she lifted up her eyes, she wiped her tears with a smile on her face, and she gave me a hug, and I gave her a hug. I knew a guy who does towing because of my first incident, and we got a car towed and took it to the collision repair center and got it fixed within that same day. The moral of the story is when you handle a complication with a calm and collective mind, you tend to get different results in a positive way at the end of that outcome. I truly believe when I look back on both of these two incidences that handling my situation with a calm and collective mind, it effectively put me in a position to help somebody in a similar situation get through it the same way I did. I want you to know that every drawback, every setback, and every obstacle that you're going to face in life is not there to hold you down. It's there for your growth. Always remember that nothing in our life happens that we can or cannot handle. Things are placed in our lives for growth. So the next time that you handle an obstacle or an issue that you find in your life, I want you to always remember to keep a calm and collective mind so that you can have the outcome you desire with a positive attitude and a positive mental mindset. I want you to know from this day forward, instead of saying you're going through it, tell yourself you're growing through it. And I promise you, everything will be okay. All right, I'll talk to you soon.